Hey, welcome to week one of the course. I wanted to give you a few things to look forward to as we enter our study of world religions. So, in this first week, we're just going to step back and think about a question which may seem like it has an obvious answer. What is religion? Many of you probably come from a religious background. Most people have some kind of religious background, so you come with ready-made definitions. But I think this course will challenge some of the ways that you've thought about religion before. One reason for that is when we approach the study of religion, and especially of other religions, we come with something called an insider's perspective, which is to say, I am rooted in a tradition or in a culture. Let's say I'm a Christian, and so I'm going to study other religions as a Christian. What that ends up meaning is, one, I'm probably going to understand their religion through the lens of my religion, which means I have a Messiah, Jesus. I wonder who their Messiah is. So there's a temptation to make their religion a mirror image of mine. Also, when we study from an insider perspective, it tends to be for the purpose of evaluating what's good or what's bad, what's right and what's wrong. Maybe with the hope of debating or converting. There tends to be an ulterior motive when we study from an insider perspective. Well, what we're going to do in this course is to adopt an outsider perspective, which is a more objective perspective or a more scientific perspective. Now, there's no such thing as a purely objective or purely scientific perspective because we're all humans. And no matter how distant we try to be from the thing that we're studying, we are all bringing elements of our culture and upbringing, and all of these shape how we understand what we're looking at. But as much as possible, we're going to try to do this study objectively. What this means is, as you work through these different units, I hope that you will observe. What do you see here? Don't rush to evaluate, good or bad, right or wrong. But I want you to just take it in. What are other people doing? Why are they doing what they're doing? And then a third order of reflection may be, and what does what I do look like to them? I encourage students in this course to take the perspective of a Martian anthropologist. So just imagine a spaceship comes down from Mars, and the little green men come out, and they're all over the world, and they're trying to understand what humans mean by religion. And they have absolutely no stake in any one religion, in Christianity, in Islam, in Hinduism. They're simply trying to understand what humans are doing. Well, in this course, we're also trying to understand. That's not to say there's never a place for the insider study. That's not to say there's not a place for asking what's right and wrong, for debating, even for trying to convert. But in this course, we're trying to understand. And in my experience, in and of itself, that's a lifetime's worth of work. Now, there's another reason why I think we should approach religion in this non-judgmental and objective way. And it's a reason that is deeply rooted within Christianity. It's something called the Golden Rule. But as we'll see, it's actually part of the ethical tradition of many peoples around the world. It's one of the most common moral ideas, in fact. And that is, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. When you think about your own religious beliefs and religious practices, how would you want other people to approach you? Well, probably not with judgment, but you would want them to understand what you're doing. You would want them to investigate. You would probably want them to talk to someone from your religion, someone who's knowledgeable, not someone who, just a person off the streets. You'd maybe want them to read your holy book or sacred text. You'd want them to make an effort to understand your religion like you do from the inside. And that's what we're going to try to do for these other religions. Inspired by the Golden Rule, we want to understand them in the same way that we want to be understood. So I hope you'll join me as we begin this study thinking about what religion is, how it may be different from what I thought before, and then approaching these other religions with an attitude of observing and a kind of open-mindedness to say, not to rush to judgment, but to say, what's really going on here? These are other human beings like me. How are they approaching these great mysteries of life, these things which are larger than any one of us, or even than any culture that we belong to. And we might, in the process, by studying other people, learn a little bit about ourselves. That's my hope.